She used to be an actress.
Did she ever do anything I would have saw?
I think her biggest deal was she started in a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yes, but you're aware there are invention called television. On the invention, they show shows.
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on TV is they make one show, and that show is called a pilot. And they show that one show to the people who pick the shows. And on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted, and some don't. Started the one that became nothing. Yeah. Toasted that fucker. Hey, by the way, I'm very drunk. Just so you know.
Awesome.
I should have told you that before you press record. Because my life sucks, so that's why I'm drunk. I feel bad I didn't pre-warn you about that. Nope. Nope. I ain't doing it.
Oh, lucky listeners. Lucky listeners. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, and with me is a man from a different time. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening, I love you.
Good evening, I love you too. What time do you think I'm from?
I don't know. A lot of times...
The 60s.
Well, people... Well, I mean, you probably want to go all the way back to the 40s and hang out with Hank Williams, Sr.
Yeah, sure.
But a lot of times, people, they get locked in to like their late junior high, kind of high school age, where they're like, these are the TV shows I like. I will reference them every day for the rest of my life.
Sure.
This is the music that I love. It's the only music lyrics I'll memorize until they bury me in the ground.
Right.
And they'll always look back at that time. So I don't know. I mean, maybe 80s, but I'm going to say 40s. I think you want to go back to petticoats, horses taking huge shits in the street. Hanging out with Hank Williams Sr.
I want to go back to where everybody wore suits. The men always wore suits, whether they were going to the grocery store, gas station, where somebody pumped your gas for you. You get on a fucking airplane.
Right.
You smoke all night long. You got a suit on, but you're going to smoke all night long.
Well, that's just because you look good in a suit, which isn't fair to the rest. I don't look good in a suit. I'd have to get it tailored. Have you seen me in a suit?
Actually, not too long ago, one of my work friends from a different company said, "Hey, she's like, hey, I'm having a bad day," and I was like, "Oh, I'll fix that." And I sent her the about 5 or 6 of the pictures from the original Couch Pilots promo photo shoot.
Oh, we did wear suits in that. How would that make someone's day better? You are drunk.
Because they're hilarious. Hilarious.
You are a drunk guy.
They're good. They're very good. And she loved it, and awesome.
Sounds like a nightmare for that person.
No, she loved it.
Hey, speaking of, sometimes when you send pictures and stuff.
Speaking of a nightmare.
This is a segue. Oh. You do it on social media.
Yes.
Now, let's get on our guest first. I think he's got something to say about it. Why don't you introduce
He's got
guest?
something to say. All right, our guest, you've heard him on Couch Pilots before.
Welcome.
When I hear the word moose, friends, there's only one friend that comes to mind. And whether we can play her song anymore or not, fuck him, right? Fuck him, friend, right?
100%.
We used to have a song that we would sing together, and because of asshole Polish people, we can't sing that song anymore.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe.
He's been on the show before. Let's welcome my good friend and Jason's friend, Terry, to the show. Welcome to the show, Terry. Holy shit.
Thank you, guys. Always nice to be here.
How nice is it?
Very nice.
Isn't nice? Recently, Jason usually books all the guests. And he said, he goes, "Are you still friends with Terry?" And I was like,
I didn't say it like that, did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I did. You're right.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, would he do the show? I was like, yeah. And then you said earlier today, you said, what does Terry drink? And I said, he's bringing a lot of his own. You're good to go. Terry, can you give us a description of what all you brought tonight for this podcast?
6-pack of Miller Lite Talls,
Check.
3 assorted Trulias, and some the girly
White Claws.
seltzer White Claws. Thank you.
All right, so we're either going to be masculine tonight or we're going to start fucking ourselves.
Can't do it.
Or fucking each other, I
Turn
guess.
that up a little bit. You turned it way down, I think, right?
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good night.
It is going to be a
It's gonna
great
be a
night.
good night. Terry is one of those guys. When I look at him, I was like, he looks intimidating, and I was like, he's a man's man. And sometimes we trick a guy to come on the show once, and then you never hear from him again. Terry's been here like 3 or 4 times. I'm so glad that you continuously agree to do this.
I always have a good time.
Well, that's Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
If you sign up on Black Friday, you get a pretty good deal for the whole year. Hey, Terry wore a hat, and every time I see Terry's wearing a hat, I don't know why he does this, because Terry has a beautiful head of hair.
He has the softest.
It looks soft.
It is so soft. It is the softest head of hair. If his pubes are even half as soft.
Figure it out. Drop them drawers, buddy. Hey,
That might be for another show.
we are doing a second show, which is very worrisome to me with Blake's condition. I am very worried. Sometimes you laugh through pain, you know?
Terry, you ever laugh through pain?
Quite often, yes.
Well, you said you're about to do a colonoscopy. I hope you take your laughing pills that day. My God. Nothing bigger than like a flexible human shit has ever been in my arsehole. I can't imagine a pipe going in there with a camera.
I've done it 3 times.
You've done a colonoscopy 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember a while back on my favorite episode of the show, I think it was called Rough Magic, you were talking about how you were having trouble back there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still have that trouble.
You still have it to this day?
Yeah.
Okay, but we've decided it's not harmful, or
We've decided we don't care if it's
Okay.
harmful or not.
you just whatever it is you want it to claim you. I'm sorry, Terry, if we've brought up in the past your hair and your hat. It's always, every time I see a dude of our age wearing a hat, it's like there's nothing going on under the hat. You know what I mean? Like they're wearing it because they're bald. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Terry unleashes a beautiful mane of soft, silky hair every time that hat comes
Yeah,
off.
for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
What were you talking about at the beginning of the show with when you were talking about Poland and a song?
Well, I'm going to be real quick about that. Are you eating a payday right now?
Yeah.
We're doing a show.
I didn't eat before I came here. It was a long day.
Okay.
Isn't that shouldn't that be the official candy bar of the show now?
Why do you say that, Terry?
Oh, now I get it.
I got this for you, Terry. I got a whole bag of paydays for Terry.
That's awesome. For people who don't know, the last time Terry was on, he just kept pulling paydays out of his pants.
Like a fucking magician, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, so just real quick, I'll make this a abridged version. Me and Terry have had a song that we sing together. We sing a verse together.
Yep.
And it has explicit lyrics. Well, we had one member of the Moose. We will not name any names, but he's from Poland. He made a big stink about the jukebox, and he made this big stink about explicit lyrics. And so now, due to a lot of different things happening, we can no longer have explicit lyrics on any of our jukebox songs.
What?
Yes, and so me and Terry's song is Null and Void.
That's the name of the song, Null and Void.
No, we Null and Void. We can't sing it anymore.
What's the name of the song?
It's Jamie Johnson.
Now that's a modern country guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
he sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. What's the name of the song, Terry? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue,
Real
and I knew you were going to ask, and I can't think of it.
Modern country, not afraid to swear.
No,
Not afraid.
Well, it's not even. It's
no.
Those colors don't run.
Basically the song says, "Hey, I was in the hotel with my hooker.
Here we go.
And I choose cocaine and whores."
I chose between
Yeah.
my life for cocaine and a whore.
Yeah, and between a cocaine and a whore.
That's a good segue into Terry's long fingernails too. I was like,
Hey, I'm just lazy.
oh, that's a good segue into the marijuana pins on your hat. we can edit that out if we need to.
No, Terry partakes. He partakes. It's fine.
It's all good. I don't care. Terry's relationship with drugs is none of my business.
Not my business either.
You all right on the board
Yeah,
there?
I'm fine.
Okay. So why is it Polish? Is Jamie Johnson Polish?
No, it's the guy who complained.
Oh,
is Polish.
he's Polish.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you make of that?
Speaking
Terry?
of which, the guy from Poland is a fucking Indian giver, and Terry, I don't think you know this story, but I'm going to tell it right now. About a year and a half ago, this Polish person said, "Hey, I've got a drill press. Do you want it?"
He knew you were heavily invested in woodworking at the time. Yeah.
And I said, "Sure, that'd be great. You know, do you want money? No, it's fine. You can have it because I don't have any room for it."
Oh.
All right. I married them. I married him and his wife recently. Well,
I remember you did that. Yeah.
And then this all started to come up about the whole jukebox and all the bullshit. So I decided I'm done dealing with you. And about 6 months after I said I'm done dealing with you, he texts me and says, "Hey, when can I come get that drill press?"
Did you just ignore him?
I ignored him. And then he started badgering my wife while she was working at the Moose about this drill press. And eventually he said he showed up at my house unannounced. Only my son was at home. My son knows that the rule is don't answer the door if there's not an adult here. Plain and simple.
Get the gun out. Don't answer the door.
And the person saw him and kept ringing the doorbell to the point where my ring went off. I had to call this person and say, "You need to leave my house because my son is by himself." He's like, "I want my drill press back."
When did this happen? I've heard
Recently.
Recently. Hey, guy, I don't know how they do things in Poland, but you don't just knock on a guy's door here while a kid's inside over and over.
You don't come to somebody's house unannounced. I don't care who you are.
That is a thing I feel like has gone the way of the dodo just within the past 20 years. Like, you could just knock on someone's door. You don't think so? Salesman?
Salesman? Terry, would you come to my house without getting a hold of me?
20 years ago.
No, I'm not a fan
20
of
years
pop-in.
ago.
Oh, 20 years ago?
That was my point. Was he wants you closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry.
He's drunk. Remember? I want to hear more about that. How did this resolve?
It's still in the air.
I said, "Hey, here's the drill press. This is the time you can come get it. I'm not going to help you load it because it's super heavy. I'm not going to help you load it. This is when I'll be home."
Wow.
He picked it up. Yeah.
Yikes. Terry, give us your 2 cents. You've been awfully quiet this whole time.
He's a menace to society.
He's a man. I mean, he's the one that essentially started the whole jukebox thing because you have an iTunes app on your phone. You know, nobody puts music or nobody puts money directly in a jukebox anymore. You know,
you download the Touch Tunes app.
You play, from your phone.
Yeah.
And it started out, you can fast pass people for an extra credit unless you have so many.
Right.
And it was a joke between he and I for the longest time. I would play a song, he'd jump me. He'd play a song, I'd jump him. It was a joke.
Meanwhile, the people at Touch Tunes are just counting their money.
Right.
Well, and it was very lighthearted. Nobody got mad at each other.
Yeah, it was just fun.
Then all of a sudden, it just somebody poured fuel on the fire.
Weird. Over music. Now, what do you guys? Obviously, you don't mind a little cursing in your music. Do you feel like there's a time of the day where it's like, they say, "Hey, it's 5:00 somewhere, I can start drinking." Like a time of the day where it says, "Past this time."
No, for sure. I 100%. I'm sorry, Terry. I don't mean to overload you. If there's kids around, I'm not going to play bullshit. But if it's 7, 8 o'clock at night, I'm going to play some bullshit if I like the song.
Everybody in that organization knows when you can play something and when you can't. There's never been an issue until this Polish person started all this ruckus. I know better than to go in there and play Pantera.
Right.
Because 90% of the people in there do not like it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it because I'm not going to be that guy. I can listen to it at home. But yeah, newer hip-hop, with your different,
A lot of cursing.
Whore, come on,
was that the extent of the language? Whore.
That's the only explicit lyric in the whole song is whore.
I'm glad you guys agree that there's a time of the day at which you shouldn't
everybody
play it.
does.
Well, there's a time. There's a time. There's a time and a place, just like everything else.
But this person is very self-absorbed. thinks he's the only person that is, he's the most important person. He's actually told bartenders, he orders Captain and Coke with a lime. He's actually told bartenders, why didn't you squeeze my lime? Not as fucking, not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get past that.
We can spend all day on this subject.
Well, I'll just kind of pile on your point here, Terry. My dad has a bar that he frequents that's near his house. I'll go there and play pool with him sometimes. Once I put the Deftones onto the bar, and there's maybe like 6 people in the bar, and it's like, okay, obviously it was one of these 6 people who played it. Everyone is within earshot of each other, and there were audible groans when that song came on. It's like, okay, we only want rock music from 1973 to 1984. That's it. Eddie Money, Journey, Styx. That's all we're going to play in here. And if it's anything outside of that, everyone's just going to throw their beers on the ground. Yep. Well, I'm sorry. I do have one more quick story. I have a favorite song that I like to play when it comes to touch tunes, and it's a very dirty song. And sometimes they'll tell me I can't play it because it is turned off. There's like a parental setting.
I would say that he's probably going to say the song that was the nail biter of it. Go ahead.
There's no way you know what song this is, but I'll say it. It's a song by a group called Lords of Acid, and the song is called Pussy.
That's not the one, but still.
The lyrics are, show me your pussy, show it to me, I want to see your pussy.
1, 2, 3.
Won't you show it to me?
Yeah, which is fine.
It's a funny song to play.
If you're at a bar and there's jukeboxes playing, and you're with people that you know, how much of your brain is actually paying attention to that song? Maybe 15%, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
You just want some background.
It's a waste of fucking time.
All right.
This person would sit and he would see what song it was. He'd go on the internet, find the lyrics, and then use it as, You know what? Maybe don't pay attention to the jukebox. Fuck it. Let's just...
Yeah, like I said, we could go all day.
Yeah.
You said I am getting off social media.
Yes.
And before we get into why that was, I want to ask, I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I'm on Facebook just for Marketplace, I should say. And I'm on Twitter for the show, and that's it. I don't know if you consider Reddit social media or not. I don't really connect with friends on there. I want
to learn. I want you to teach me about Reddit because I'm bored.
This will help. Terry, what social media are you on, and what do you do on there?
Instagram and Facebook.
Are you seeking out thirst traps? Are you looking for big boobies?
No, the only reason for Facebook is I have friends and family in different states, and that's usually our only main line of communication.
You guys all throw out your phones, right?
Yeah.
So everyone can only use Facebook?
Well, you know how it works.
I know how it works. I'm just
and Instagram, my dog has to have his own page. So
oh yeah.
What kind of dog you got?
Pug.
Okay. Now, does he have a flat face?
Yes, he does.
If he runs around outside, will he die?
No, not unless it's less than 100 degrees out.
Okay. Would you say that your dog is an abomination against God, though, or not?
Oh my goodness. Hell no. He's a good boy. Wait till you meet him.
I would love to meet your dog. What's your dog's name?
His name is Cole because he is black.
He's African American.
He's yes. Sorry.
Yeah. From the guy who said Indian giver earlier. All right. Why did you get off of social media? Terry fucking gets it, man. He gets it.
He does. That's why we have him on here.
I love him.
He's fucking drinking a White Claw, for Christ's sake. He gets it. Oh, no. It's more like...
God, he is drunk.
He's smart. Do you want me to be transparent?
You once told me, in the past few months, I want to limit how much personal stuff I share. I will leave it to you to decide what you want to do. But getting off social media sometimes means a big thing happened in your life. It may be something negative, or maybe you're just saying, you know what? There's so much negativity coming in from that. Let me just kind of purge it and cleanse my digital soul.
For a while there, I was like, you know what? When I click on Facebook and I scroll, I get about 15% of anything worth anything, right?
It's a real miss situation.
Right. And then there's 90% of me is like, well, the things that I want to follow are very important to me. I will obsess about them.
Yeah.
And I will check them. And then when it's not what I want, I will have issues with that. I will have emotional and mental issues with that. So you know what I said? And then I was on TikTok as well. Facebook and TikTok were probably my big things.
Okay.
So Facebook, I was like, this isn't going well. So I cut it off. The same day, I was like, you know what I'm seeing on TikTok? I'm seeing a bunch of depressing stuff because there's an algorithm. You know, it knows I'm depressed. It knows I'm upset. It's going to show me things that are going to make me upset and depressed.
It will do that.
And then it's going to show me...
You think it would do the other thing.
It's going to show me chubby girls half with their clothes off.
There you go.
And I was like...
That's what you're into right now, I guess.
I was like, well... And so I just deleted both of them. As of this recording, I have not been on social media except for Instagram.
Which definitely counts.
It was the least of my frequented.
But you have to admit it is cranked up not only to your number one because it is your number one, but your only one rather. But the time spent on it has increased dramatically.
No, not
it
really.
Is not.
No, to be honest with you, no, it's not. I have been off social media for 5 days, and I will be honest with you guys. I don't mind it. I'm not jonesing for it. I'm fine.
Okay, well, as long as it's a step in the right direction, because I said, "How you doing?" when I got here, and you're like, "I don't do."
Oh, I'm doing bad.
Okay, but
social media wise, I'm whatever. But
you'd be doing worse though if you were still on Facebook.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, I can't even imagine what that would look like. All right, well, good. I'm glad. That's we got anything else we should talk to Terry about? Because he's an interesting guy, and I don't want to leave it on the table with him.
He's a quiet guy. You gotta pull him in.
What about tickling? You have to be tickled now?
Terry, can we tickle you?
Oh yeah.
Terry has a beautiful significant other. Her name is Terry as well.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, and she works at Pizza
Terrys.
Hut. Yeah, 2 Terrys.
You ever see the Tim and Eric video, 2 Terrys?
No, sadly.
You are a Terry. You're with a Terry. There's a piece of content out there called the 2 Terrys. You got to check it out.
I will. I'm putting it at the top of the list.
You guys bought since you were last on. You guys purchased a house.
Yeah.
You got a man cave.
Oh, tell us about the man cave.
Yes. I've never been there. By the way, I've never been invited.
It's a right now. It's a one season man cave because we have some draft issues this winter. It was a little too cold to hang out there
because of Vietnam. Right. Draft issues.
Yes. I burnt my card too early. But now that the weather's getting warmer, we spent Saturday out there and got to remembering how much fun it is to get away from the house and sitting staring at the TV all day long.
So what is it? Is it a porch or
no,
it's a basement or what is it?
It's a building built off the side of our garage. We have a 2.5 stall garage, and the guy that built the house in the 40s rebuilt old cars. So he had actually had a furnace with conduit running all the way through the garage to keep it warm, and there's air conditioning for the summer. Well, the furnace is gone now, so that's what I meant by the wintertime. It's not useful, but like I said, it's just a building built off the garage. It's got 2 couches, big stereo system, a nice, huge refrigerator full of all kinds of beer.
Nice.
We should record it there.
So you go in there, have a few beers, lay on the couch, and just rock out. Rock out with your beautiful, wispy, soft pubes out.
Terry, have you ever masturbated in your man cave?
Good question.
Come on.
Now that's for me to know.
No. You have to answer
and for us to put a security
No, I
video
haven't broken in yet.
Come on.
No, I'm telling you, we've been there since May.
You gotta start jacking off, Terry.
God damn it.
The thought never occurred to me.
Well, guess what?
I'm slacking.
Tomorrow, we're going to come over.
Tomorrow when you're not at work,
let's knock this out.
Jack that fucker off.
Jeez.
Spew all of
that. Let me clarify. When who's not at work?
Anybody. I don't care.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's so many things I didn't write down that I should have.
What else in the man cave? Because obviously, you're just kind of getting into it. You just bought the house. You're just starting to utilize it. What's missing from the man cave? What would you like to see in there?
I am on the lookout for a Marantz or Pioneer stereo receiver from the 70s or 80s and some Sirwin Vega 15-inch speakers so I can just blow...
Yeah, your load all over that couch.
All over the couch.
Terry.
And nobody can hear me scream.
Terry, right outside this room right now.
He screams when he orgasms, apparently. That's what we learned about
Terry.
You know
what? That's great. Terry, right outside this room, I have a Pioneer, and you can have it.
No way.
No.
Receiver?
receiver.
No way,
yeah.
dude.
If you want a Pioneer receiver,
You got to take some money for it. I can't take
Well,
it.
hey, how about this? If you take that receiver, you got to give me those paydays back.
Okay. All right. There you go. You can't take my
Wow.
paydays, you Indian giver.
It's African American.
That's-
okay.
no, it's
that's-
the Indians.
Oh, I thought we were. Okay, I got confused with his dog, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no.
My apologies.
You know what? His dog is a Cusall.
Wow, that will.
He is.
You do not edit
And
the show.
he's the thievinest one, too, boy. I
That
tell you what, he'll
is
come up,
awful.
take the shoes right off your feet. He don't care.
Good
Do you want a
Lord.
turntable too, or just the? I'll give you a turntable too.
If you have a...
No, it's yours. It's fine.
Dude,
No, you're fine.
I can't believe that.
All
If he
right.
gets out, I'm going to be in trouble.
All right, well, I'm ready to move on with the show.
Bing
my
bong.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What a beautiful
the
voice.
captains have turned on the fasten seatbelts.
That's
Love
a
that
telephone voice right there.
Why are you drunk, Ryan? Why did you get drunk before you started the first show?
It doesn't matter.
Well, you literally said it into the mic. So that's fine.
Life caused me to.
Life
do
finds a way, right? Jeff
Life-
Goldblum said it.
Life caused me to do it.
All right, well, today we discuss the pilot episode of The Man from the 25th Century from the year of our Lord 1968. Hey, great year.
1968. I would say that I was negative 8 years old, and you were negative 12 years old.
13. I was negative 13.
Oh. Was 8 right?
Probably 7 for you, right? If I was...
Yes. 7. How old were you in 1968?
-9
All right.
Right there.
Terry's good. He's
right there with us.
He's good.
or 10. Well, I was born in 77. So.
Terry's one of those guys who, gun to my head, I couldn't tell you how old he is. Like, if someone said, Terry's 33 years old, I'd be like, yeah. Or if someone said, hey, he's 56, I'd be like, he looks good for 56. But he's in that he's in that range.
Bless you.
And also with you. Thank you. Hey, let's go back to 1968.
In our minds.
And to do so, we'll discuss things that happened that year so we can properly judge, rate, and eventually have strong opinions about this pilot in question, because to judge it any other way would be disingenuine.
Right, because in 1968, we did not have a lot of things that we have in 2023. All right, first off, White Claws. We did not have White Claws in 1968. Oh, yeah! All right, so all the hippie girls couldn't come into bars and say, I want a White Claw.
Is that what's happening today? A lot of hippie girls doing that?
Hippie dippy.
Got to keep that figure.
In 1968, we did not have a Kentucky University championship.
Can't do it.
Wow, look at that.
Terry?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew it was right.
I think it was 67, actually.
Yeah.
You have a University of Kentucky T-shirt on. You are from Kentucky, right? I think I remember you being from down there in the hills somewhere, right?
That's where I grew up in formative years.
Your formative years.
Yeah.
Are you a hill person?
No, I am from the western end of Kentucky. We don't associate with hill folk.
They don't fuck their cousins.
No.
Eastern is like what's Eastern? Like Louisville, right?
Yeah.
So what's on the west side? That's like a notable
Hills
city.
and coal mines and bunch of inbreeding.
That's on the west side.
Yeah. No, the east side. Sorry.
East side is Louisville. West side is what? What's over there?
Frankfurt, the capital.
There you go. He knows the
A
capital.
really cool cave, Monmouth Cave.
Mama's Cave?
Monmouth.
Oh, Monmouth. Oh, yeah.
Or Mammoth. Mammoth. I think
You
Mammoth.
start driving down 55 near St. Louis, you start seeing signs for Monmouth Cave.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be a cool thing to do.
In 1968, we did not have CGI. We did not have Marvel Comics. Never heard of them before.
Right. Not a thing.
And in 1968, we did not have Band-Aids.
Good call.
Thank you.
Really setting the
I
stage.
remember
here.
that from last time.
What's that?
I still can't wrap my hand around not having Band-Aids back then.
Well,
Well, you want to wrap your hand in a Band-Aid if it got cut.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I use duct tape, but,
The MacGyver of wounds.
we didn't have duct tape in 1968.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we did have
people just walking around bleeding.
Yes, exactly.
a lot of ruined T-shirts.
Jason's like, I'm fucked on this episode.
There's some sort of clairvoyancy Blake gets when he's drunk. He's like, now I can see how every episode's been for Jason. Why do I keep coming back? Does Jason hate himself as much as Blake hates himself? Maybe that's where we bond. Maybe that's our Venn diagram.
You know what?
Self-loathing.
The final episode that we do, we should just rate who hates themselves more. I bet you I win.
Oh, yeah, you'll win. I don't really hate myself. March 12th, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson barely edges out anti-war candidate Eugene McCarthy in the New Hampshire Democratic primary, a vote which highlights the deep divisions in the country and the party over the Vietnam War. Yeah.
R.I.P.
So we went in there with false pretenses, like most wars, right?
Sure.
They say, hey, there's a bay of pigs. And I'm like, that sounds interesting. But it's like a metaphor or something.
Bacon!
Yeah. But it was like bullshit, right? And then they're like, and then there's Cuba, and there's a crisis of missiles down there. It's all bullshit. Just to say,
here's your reason. Here's your reason for us to spend millions of dollars to kill our own people.
Yeah, but also I think war also helps industry. Like if you want a nice boost in the economy, then you like slaughter a generation.
That's why I would say by June of this year we will be in war.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
wow.
No, seriously.
With who?
Huh?
Where are we going? Russia?
No. Fuck Russia. It's not a big deal. We're going to go to war with China because they're about ready to invade Taiwan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You not agree?
It's a sticky wicket. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to war with them. I would suspect we're not, but you might be right.
Yeah, I will be right.
If that's the case, this truly will be World War III.
Terry, wake up.
I was still trying to think of, was Lyndon Johnson the cross-dresser?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was, oh, golly. That was the guy in charge of the CIA, right? Or the FBI. Yeah, he was never president, I don't think, was he? But he was... Who are we talking about? It wasn't Hoover. Now we got to Google it. Will you Google it? You probably have cross-dresser saved in your Google. Was it?
Yeah, Hoover was the one that invented the FBI.
But, okay, so he was president?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he had the Hoovervilles and like
he had a Hoover boss.
Stay tuned for next episode, won't you please? All right, Blake he's giving up the search. He says, my phone said if I put in the word cross-dresser one more time, it's going to implode. All right, March 18th, gold standard. The United States Congress repeals the requirement for a gold reserve to back U.S. currency. So at this point, like from then to now, currency is like a religion, right? You just have to have faith in the power of our dollar versus anything backing it up.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's just fake tangential numbers floating out there.
Like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like a Bitcoin car.
It I guess it is not unlike Bitcoin, I suppose. You have any cryptocurrencies?
No.
Yeah.
We have a cryptocurrency. You know that called Couchcoin.
I have Sweatcoin.
Oh, what is that?
I couldn't tell you, but you earn it by every step. So it's like your steps every day.
So it's on your app on your phone.
Yes,
you're taking steps, and does it earn you something?
We'll find out. I still have yet to figure that out.
A slightly longer life.
He's not got to level 2 yet.
Oh,
so.
No. Gotta start taking them steps. Hey, March 19th through the 23rd, Afrocentrism, Black Power, Vietnam War students at Howard University in Washington, D.C. signal a new era of militant student activism on college campuses in the U.S. U.S. Students stage rallies, protests, and a 5-day sit-in laying siege to the administration building, shutting down the university in protest over its ROTC program in the Vietnam War and demanding more Afrocentric curriculum. People were taking action. They were sick of it.
Wild.
It is wild.
There's nothing wrong with the ROTC.
MTCO gets my internet to me locally.
Really?
Anyway, but
You're behind the times.
Blake, you never protested against anything, right? You
No.
like things just the way they are.
No, I'm irrelevant in the world,
Right.
so
Grain of sand. Terry, is there an issue that if it came up, you like, I'm taking to the streets?
This day and age, I don't know. No. It's all gone to
As
hell.
long as no one fucks with your man cave garage add-on, right?
and your weed and your University of Kentucky basketball team that
Good as gold, baby.
Absolutely.
that's why I like him.
I sleep good at night.
He's
Amen.
chill. Do you sleep good at night still?
I smoke a lot of weed.
Maybe that's what I need to start
Smoke
doing.
weed every day.
Maybe I've been having weird sleep for the past year or two. It's not been great.
Really?
My sleep has been bad. Like, I can get to sleep easily still, but I just don't sleep well anymore.
Do you think there's a core issue that's keeping you awake?
Maybe it's my lack of drug intake. Maybe Terry's on something.
No, it's obviously mental for sure.
Oh, so Blake, you want to steer it towards something you want me to come to the realization that you've already come to? Is that what is that? What is the mental thing?
I think your mind subconsciously is dealing with being alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I didn't get here drunk.
Oh, fuck me and Terry, right?
Oh, Terry's drunk too?
I think he probably. Are you drunk, Terry?
Almost.
There you go.
Getting there.
Hey, get there, buddy.
One of the times Terry came over, he said Terry drinks 30 Miller Lights.
Yeah, I've seen
sitting.
him. I've seen him drink 30 Miller Lights.
That's impressive. That's
It is.
I think we may have come up with it last time too. Who's the guy on the 1980s baseball player on a plane?
Wade Boggs.
Okay, like he drank 2 Andre the Giant sized barrels full of beer or something
Sure.
on an airplane. It was like something crazy like that.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Are you the modern Wade Boggs?
Oh, I don't know if I could say that.
You know what? I'm going to write it down. So
Yeah, write that down for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, hey.
Terry, Man from 25th Century is what we watched today. Why did we choose to watch that pilot? You know?
I was going to ask you the same question.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I never answered it, so I'm gonna try it. I guess I'll.
To be perfectly honest, it wasn't my bag, but
well,
Let's come up with the 3 reasons. I'll think. Let me think about it here.
you do one, I'll do one.
It's a television pilot that they only made one of, and it may have aired or it may not have aired.
All right. 2, we found it on the internet.
It's available to be seen,
Yeah.
and it's free.
All right.
All right. Come on, everybody, gather round. I'm gonna show you how to knock it down. When I'm on the ball, I'm the number 1, and I'm gonna show you how it's done.
Let's rock and roll.
Hey, come on, let's get
This is Jason's way of saying I'm protesting your drunkenness. Goes. Right? Yeah, come on! Is it? Yeah! Is that your way of protesting my drunkenness? I'll tell you what happened. I got off work. I had a bad day. 'Cause you had a bad day. Take it one down. Go to the Moose and drink vodka.
You went to the Moose today.
Yeah.
Are you back on board?
No.
Okay.
I'm very like.
If you need a quick hit, you
I'm
go there.
selective. I'm
Okay.
selective on the Moose. Yeah.
You still go to the Moose a lot, Terry?
I'm down to 1 day a week.
You have another spot you head to?
No, I've been staying at home.
Probably saving an ass load of money.
Well, you think so, but yeah, Amazon's still right there at the fingertips. So
Can you buy liquor on Amazon?
no, it buys hookers on Amazon.
There you go. Ooh, that's good.
Ooh.
Smart.
By the way, let's talk after the show. I want to find out how to buy a hooker. My birthday's coming up, and I know that a hooker is the only way I'm getting laid. So.
That's true. There you go. Hey, you can find the entire episode of The Man from the 25th Century by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Terry?
You know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants.
Did Terry say that, or did
Yep,
Take
Terry
off,
said it.
please.
Nice job, Terry. I didn't think you had it in you. But then again, I didn't think you had that nice head of hair on him either.
It's very soft. It's very soft.
Can we touch it after the show? I'll give you a payday.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll give you a bag of paydays.
You can stroke it after the show if you want.
Ooh,
I'll be
baby.
stroking.
Hey,
You know,
Cole.
we're getting into the season where when we lift off,
Yeah.
clear skies.
You're not
I mean,
talking about the
it's-
seasons of the show. You're talking about the seasons of
the weather.
the weather.
Yeah, no, it's nice out.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to get up in the air and
Beautiful skies.
no snow,
Oh, I love the snow.
no sleet,
None of it.
no rain.
That's when you get your mail. Sleet or snow, they'll get it there. Hey, summary of the pilot. On a blue alien planet, a man stands in an arena watched by 5 alien beings. They are testing the man's mental and physical abilities. His identity is that of 27-year-old born in 1951, of a man, rather, 27-year-old born in 1951 on planet Earth. Do you want to grade that summary? You saw the pilot, right?
Yes.
It's the only requirement to be here, is to see it.
I watched it.
What do you think of that summary?
The summary, just what he just read.
Oh, I believe it's accurate.
Okay. Blake, do you want to grade it?
I'll give it a B plus.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Terry's like, that's accurate.
You've gone as soft as Terry's hair, because that was a shit summary. You used to grade him hard. Now you're just flapping in the wind.
It's been 38 years we've been doing this.
Blake's got like a string of hair coming down. He's always had like, no, it looks good. It looks like you're trying to be like a greaser or something.
Make it a curl.
It looked like you could come from Grease 2. Let's hear a song from Grease 2 right now, shall we? Where is that song?
All right.
Is this it? Oh, that's it.
Grease 2.
All right, we're not going to listen to that again. All right, well, hey, listen to this. Interesting facts. What do you think about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. This is the part of the show where Jason has scoured the internet to find out about this show. All we ask is that you don't taint someone else's experience and root for Kentucky. And also, don't give your opinions about this show. Terry, is the UK even getting to the March Madness?
Why, yes, we are. We beat Arkansas last night. Thank you very much.
All right. You want to put some money on the first round?
I do.
You're 0-3 against me, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. Just don't give your opinions about these facts. Just listen to them and enjoy them.
Great. Thank you.
Do you want to go $100 that they don't make it to the Elite Eight? $100 in cash.
He has crippling addiction. Tell him no, please.
Why don't we go with our standard bucket of beer?
They don't make it till the Elite Eight?
Lateral move.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Shake on it.
Shake on it.
All right.
It is shook.
Witness. All right.
The reason why I'm not saying anything about gambling on Alabama's because one guy is off the team because he shot somebody, and the other guy is on the team because he gave him the gun, but they still haven't taken him off the team. So,
yeah, there you go.
Sports.
There's a little
Sports.
college sports update.
Sports, Jason.
There you go. I love to hear about sports and then and watch them. I like a good sporting event.
You're a sport guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do use right guard sport.
That's why I call you Sporty Spice.
Yeah, it is true. You do that. Hey, interesting facts. The Man from the 21st Century was a short presentation produced by Irwin Allen, and it was originally meant to be a spin-off of Lost in Space, but that idea was scrapped. Fact. Irwin Allen was an American film, television producer, and director known for his work in science fiction, then later as the master of disaster for his work in the disaster film genre. His most successful productions were The Poseidon Adventure and The Towering Inferno. He also created and produced the popular 1960 science fiction television series Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, again, Lost in Time, The Time Tunnel, and Land of Giants. Fact.
Cha-ching.
The Man from the 21st Century presentation was made to promote a new idea for a television show in 1968 starring James Darren. The presentation was made at the same time as the first season of Land of the Giants and shortly after the end of The Time Tunnel that also starred James Darren. Fact. The Jupiter 2 and clips from Lost in Space are used on the main character Robert Prentice's return to 20th Century Earth. Fact.
Wow.
They are wearing TikTok radiation badges in the Project Delphi complex. These are badges that were worn in the Irwin Allen series, The Time Tunnel. Fact.
We don't need no stinking badges.
That's right. The Atomic Core Control Room is actually the Jupiter 2 main door, although the interior is dressed up differently. Fact.
Wow.
Got two more quick hits. Ready?
Two more.
Ready?
All right.
It's not a two more. You will recognize many of the computer tape drives, control panels, and other set pieces from the Time Tunnel complex. Fact. And finally, the Man from the 25th Century can be seen as one of the extras on the DVD for The Fantasy Worlds of Irwin Allen and of Interesting Facts.
Very good. Terry, that was a lot of information, wasn't it?
Yes,
Are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
You have a long way to go. Are you okay?
I'm just listening.
All right. Well,
I was trying not to give my opinion.
Nope.
He's playing by the rules.
You know what? To be honest with you, fucking Terry, just give your fucking opinion.
Whoa. Blake feels like he's not heard anymore.
We're getting off the wall now.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder.
Sounds like something your grandpa would tell you to quit doing at the table.
Jason got some Twitter responses.
Quit playing with your Twitter.
I fuck my Twitter every night.
Sometimes you do an old an old pilot, and then everyone's dead. That happens sometimes. This is the case this time. They're all dead. Hey, let's put 10 minutes on the clock.
Bing bong.
Never done that. And let's break down the pilot episode, The Man from the 21st Century. Now, let me say this. When I found The Man from the 21st Century, the first thing I thought of is this is going to be an hour and 42 minutes. Not the case at all. It's 16 minutes long, and I knew it put a smile on your drunken face.
Oh, Jesus.
I, too, was happy about that.
All right, so, Terry, me and Jason are going to start it off. I'll start it off, actually. And feel free anytime to just jump in.
Yeah,
okay?
Chime in with your remembrances, your thoughts, anything, please.
All right, I'm going to start it off. And the show begins with my favorite instrument, the theremin.
Oh, was it a theremin?
It was a theremin,
I
for
think
sure.
I learned about the theremin from you on this show.
Yeah. And so the theremin's playing. Think Star Trek, think Spock kind of stuff.
Yeah, we get some big orchestral sounds, a little light animation. Then it rolls into From the Man That Brought You. And then it shows up a lot of those TV shows I mentioned earlier, like Beneath the Sea, Lost in Space, Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants. And it says the Academy Award-winning Irwin Allen brings you The Man from the 25th Century.
Sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of different clips from all the sci-fi shows that obviously
It feels like a package. It feels like something someone edited together to present rather than to be a complete show, didn't it?
Right. And we see some block graphics, and then we see space.
Oh.
And think of like Star Trek or Lost in Space.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Your graphics and your special effects are not going to be great.
Of course, they're panning through space. We settle on a planet. We're in kind of an ominous room with a man standing before a council of people that I would call humanoids. They look like humans. How would you describe these aliens, Terry?
Humanoid.
Big brain.
Big, yeah, like Mars Attacks.
Okay. But I mean,
not quite that.
their faces look like people, but their heads are bigger, right?
Yeah.
Even all their skin is like Caucasian people, right? Just like
Sure.
a bunch of white guys standing.
Oh yeah.
They asked the guy standing in front of him, said, "What's your Earth name?" He says, "I'm Robert Prentice. I was born in 1951, raised."
He's 27 years old. He was
Topeka,
born in
Kansas.
1951. Yep.
And apparently,
He's standing in a circle, and there's a council around him.
yeah, I think I said that. Yeah.
Oh,
That's right. I think they said that he was taken as a child and trained by this group. Which I don't know if you guys. I know Blake will call me a nerd for this, but I'm going to rely on Terry here. Have you watched any of the Marvel film, The Cinemas?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mic off. No, but it harkens back to the Guardians of the Galaxy. The main character, as a child, is taken away basically by this alien race and like trained as a fighter or assassin or a thief or something. But that's what I felt like here is this kid was taken away pretty much to do these guys' bidding.
all right. Yeah. So the council's talking some like space talk with the guy, and they're like, we need to test your ability to protect yourself.
First, he's tested physically.
Yeah, and they're like they just push they point their finger, and then a guy shows up, and this robber guy beats their ass.
The guy shows. Do you think that was a real guy, Terry, or is that some sort of like robot or technology they used?
Oh, it had to be real.
He was real. Okay. It seems like these people can zap folks in and out of existence almost.
Sure.
Doesn't it seem like that?
If they had a robot, I think the acting would have been a lot better.
The next test for him on this journey was his telecontestants.
Telecontessa.
Telecontessa?
Kinesis. Yeah.
Yeah. I spelled it right.
Mind bullets.
CONSIST.
There you go. Robert has been trained for 20 years, and his telekinesis is not up to snuff, they said. So the guy who trained him like we were just talking about a second ago, it seems like they zapped him out of existence.
Yeah, they killed him for sure.
And the guy Robert, the guy down there, I think his name is like Tomo. Is his name? No, Tomo.
The Tomo Dragon.
Yeah, thank you. Yours is better. And then, but he was like, "Hey, the guy I trained with him for 20 years. I don't agree that you just zapped him out of existence. That sucks."
And they're like, "Too damn bad."
Yeah.
So then they go. He's going to go back to Earth, okay? And the commander guy in this council is like, just to let you know, I know you were from Earth, but Earth is filled with children.
They call them ruthless children. Yeah.
Ruthless people of Earth, and they're stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, the flying babies.
You know what?
Wow.
If I saw a flying baby,
Right.
I'd be like, hell yeah.
Didn't they have a name for them?
Cherub.
Just when they coming out and biting him on the arms and shit.
Cherubs.
Did someone bite him on the arm? Did I miss
They
that?
come, wouldn't they come out and didn't they attack his hand? Or,
Do you remember that or not?
Maybe I fell asleep through that part. So.
It was a fever dream you had in your man cave. Must have been. All right. So
Basically,
these humanoid beings, they're emotionless and compassionless.
right, and they're all about logic, and they said you're going to Earth,
Yeah.
to destroy Earth,
Well, to destroy Project Delphi at all costs. They've cleansed Robert's
which
mind.
is a great fraternity, by the way.
It is. I
Delphi.
pledged Project Delphi when I went to Bradley University. They made me
B.
put a beard at my asshole.
RADLEY. I said B. RADLEY.
I wonder why they're sending this guy to Earth. You know, if there's even a chance that he would turn on them or anything, why don't you send one of your own guys?
Right. Just send a big brain guy. Well, they can't
Put a
because
nice hat on.
Well, they can't because he has been,
Groomed, basically.
Yeah, thank you. Just like women should be.
And that's why we have Terry here. We're grooming you tonight, Terry. You're going to take over for Blake.
Looking forward.
Oh, you do not want to look forward to this. This is not easy to do.
Robert is put into a very traditional-looking UFO spaceship.
A black and white suit.
He's given a time-appropriate suit for when he's
Men in
going
black.
back. And then he's
Way to go, Chris Rock.
also,
It was horrible, right?
what do you mean, his new special,
Yeah.
I imagine you're talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
horrible.
All these aliens speak English, too, which is nice and convenient. So he's zapped or taken to Earth out of this spaceship. And he arrives and he's driving some sort of vintage convertible right off the ship.
Right.
And his
Right.
aliens masters, they look on to him. They can see him and what he's doing. I don't know what camera they're using, but they can see him through this small little round space TV. And they can speak to him directly, too. And they warn him to avoid contact with other humans as much as possible.
Because they're like, you won't be able to communicate with them and not be picked out.
Detected as a weirdo or something. I don't know. So then a different voice starts to speak to him, and they say that they're from Project Delphi. They take control of his car and drive him into a mountain. And I don't understand this part at all. Who are these people? How can they talk directly to him? They weren't the aliens, I don't think.
No.
I think they're the people at Project Delphi. How did they know?
Well, I think the aliens put him in the situation, and somehow they knew that he was going to be it was already predetermined that he was going to be a part of this project.
So they put this guy's consciousness into another guy on Earth, or is it the same physical being we saw on this alien planet?
I would believe it was the same being
I
because
think 'cause it looks the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
Feels the same, looks the same, feels the same, looks the same. Welcome to marriage.
Jesus. I was having a bad day. You know, there's a cure for that is alcohol. So he drives into a mountain, and it opens up into like this rad metal tunnel. And I don't know who the person is speaking to Robert, but he just arrived, and it seems like the person talking to him is from the present time that he's in. Some of this doesn't make sense to me right up top.
This is the part where like he goes from one to the other, and there's no context.
Yeah, I agree. We meet General Atwood. He's sitting behind some desk in a room with big, solid purple walls. There's no windows. They're in the mountain. And there's big, large lit computers on the wall, like they thought the future was going to be, just walls of computers.
Well, and this is the part where, they show the diagram of this place. So
he says, this is Project Delphi.
Yeah, and so basically there's this big mountain, and they've drilled down, and they've made this nuclear-generated thing to where it will put an umbrella over all of planet Earth.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about UFOs invading.
I was wondering about that. Like, the logic doesn't make sense at all up top. Like, if they're creating a shield around the Earth because they're worried about aliens, don't aliens have to have technology that blows ours away if that means they can leave their planet and come to our planet? So
but they also like Rihanna, and she says, "Under my umbrella, Ella, eh."
Well, it's like we're finishing each other's sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Perfect. But I also wonder, was the shield for maybe like asteroids too? Maybe like, is it supposed to destroy that? Because I feel like it would be useless against an alien species that can travel light years to get here versus just a rock zooming through space.
Terry, would you feel protected if the Earth, the government could push a button and put an umbrella over there?
Good question.
I wouldn't feel comfortable if the government did anything for me.
Thank you.
I don't.
Oh boy, here we go.
I love that guy.
The Mountain and Project Delphi, it almost plays out like a Bond villain's lair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so there's 5 or 6 guys, and they've been chosen, and they're going around, and the general is showing them all the places. Robert wanders off, and he's caught by a guard, like a regular military guard.
Well, his objective is to destroy Project Delphi, and he wanders off as soon as General Atwood, during his tour, says, "Hey, if you look straight down here, it says the atomic core. If for even 1 second the core stops working, the whole thing is crap."
Yeah.
And Robert Prentice, the alien from outer space, is like, that's exactly what I need to know to destroy this place. And so at that time, he does leave the group, and you're right, he's caught almost instantly on this bridge.
Yeah, and on this bridge, he fights the guard for about 2 seconds, and then he picks him up like a sack of potatoes. Mm-hmm. Do you throw him over, or do you let him down? He lets him down.
His alien overlords would tell him to kill him instantly. Would you agree with that, Terry?
I would think so.
Yeah. But they said, he's been groomed. His mind has been cleansed. Something in him is stopping from just needlessly killing this man. And I will say, you said sack of potatoes. We have to say how strong this guy is.
This guy is strong.
He picks him up over his head like he's Yokozuna, you know?
Like the guy, like it was a stuffed dummy.
Yeah, for real.
Right, for sure. For real?
Faux real.
Hey, first things first on the realist.
I'll take your word for that. Hey,
on the QT.
Let's see. So Robert walks into a door at the end of the bridge after he throws the guy back on the ground. He enters and immediately starts tossing workers around who confront him. He throws them into machines that spark and explode. There's a lot of sparks and explosions on these machines. It's full-on madness here. He opens his briefcase and they take out some tool. Apparently he's going to use this to attach to one of their computers to shut the thing down. But he's stopped by guards, including a man who identifies himself as Carl Baldwin. And he says, "We've been expecting you."
What I noticed during this scene is everything that a body is thrown into explodes.
Absolutely.
And I want to go ahead and just give a pyro bump to the pyrotechnic guy of this episode. Great timing. Everything blows up just by, even if you bump into it.
It was kind of cool.
A pyro bump.
Do you remember these scenes, or are you still thinking about babies biting guys?
I'm still seeing the babies flying around like piranhas. I don't know.
I want to see what Terry sees.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
So he sleeps like a baby.
You already don't sleep at night.
Right.
You don't want in here.
I don't want to see what Terry's seeing.
No.
We go back to the large head aliens just for a moment, who now believe Robert needs to be terminated. They saw that he not only has been captured by these guys, but he refused to throw that guy into the core to kill him to proceed with his mission. So he's like, this guy, he's right there. He could complete the mission. He has chosen not to. We need to terminate him.
We need to off him for sure. And the big brain guys are like, we're going to destroy him. They go down, they have a big spaceship, and they come down, and that alerts all the people to at the core place.
There's like a main control room
to activate the umbrella.
And there's like a
Ella.
There's a
Ella.
Thank you.
Hey.
There's like a big boardroom table, and they're not really beating up Robert, but they are interrogating him. Who are you? Where'd you come from?
But Carl Baldwin is a horrible interrogator, and he's very overdramatic.
They said, "We've been expecting you." Do you know what that means, Terry? Because I feel like they say that, but I never caught if they tell him why they've been expecting it. No,
I have no clue.
No, okay, that's fair.
But unless they're big brains, who knows what's going on in there?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
homing device, maybe.
One of the other workers, and
By
they
penis.
see there's a big craft coming in from outer space, and I think they have a camera, which I don't know how they have the power of this camera, but it shows a space station, which I think belongs to Earth, and then that explodes. I think it's
Gas station.
It's one of our intergalactic gas stations.
Did you say space station? It was a gas station.
It was one of the original Flying J's.
No, the UFO comes down and blows up a gas station
on Earth.
On Earth,
but in outer space, there's a station up there. There's a floating station that explodes, and I think that belongs to Earth.
Okay.
And then something else came by and blew that up, got through the shield, and then it kind of needlessly blows up this shack. And I'm not talking about Shaquille O'Neal.
Love Shack, baby. Robert flips out after seeing. Carl flips out after seeing this gas station blown up, and Robert says, "Oh, I know a way to stop it. We'll reverse their rayon beams or whatever." He puts a machine on them, turns it up, and it reverses it, blows up the ship. And the general, who has not said anything, who has not been in command, because Carl's been the one to make all the rules, the general goes, "We beat him." Right?
Yeah, Robert sees that they blow up this gas station. He's kind of like, why are they being so aggressive? Why are they doing
aggressive? Be aggressive.
Yeah, shame on me for not knowing Blake's keywords to activate him at this point. But yeah, it's like, why are they doing this? Why are they treating these people this way? They don't deserve this. But so then he does help them destroy their ship, and yeah, they're kind of like, we beat them, and they kind of, the whole thing kind of ends up. Well, I guess I won't say that first, but I think the lights go out. Everyone in the room is zapped out of the room.
Sure.
And then it's just Robert in there, and then there's a clone of Robert.
Well, because the big brain people are like, you know what, you couldn't do this. Thank God we have this other one, has no feelings, does it whatever we tell him to. They have a big fight, and of course they blow up the control room by just touching.
Yeah, a lot more explosions.
Terry,
I'm trying to include you in this.
They brought a spare, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Hashtag brought a spare.
He seems to beat this guy pretty quick, even though the aliens say he's indestructible. Terry, it begs the question, how would you defeat a clone of yourself?
Well, you would know if it's a clone of yourself, you would know your own weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
What's your weakness, Terry?
Yeah, tell us your weakness.
A good kick to the nuts, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Now,
do you know that going in the fight, and you put a cup on?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
How big is the cup?
Oh, it's big.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. High five that shit.
High five that. So he defeats his clone. Everyone is sent back to the room. And then, then the guy is like, hey, is it really over? And Robert says, no, it's not over. It's just the beginning.
Kind of like this podcast.
I want to go back to the rayon gun shooting out these crappy shirts. I think that'd be
Please
fun.
remain seated
Pretty
as we are
cool.
now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Oh, my God. A lot happens in these short pilots. 16 minutes, maybe a little longer than that, 16, 17 minutes, but it didn't work. Terry, depending on your description or flying babies, maybe you did see this, maybe you didn't, I don't know.
I watched it, trust me.
On the thing you think you saw, why didn't that work?
It was a little too far in left field for me. Of course, a lot of stuff from the 60s.
Anything from the 60s that we see, I'm excited to see the furniture.
Absolutely.
I love to see
Yeah.
the mid-century aesthetic. We don't get that at all in this.
Yeah.
We get kind of that, atomic style of what they thought the future was going to be, which could be cool, but we're just in a mountain the whole time.
The only thing I can compare, I loved Lost in Space.
Okay.
Obviously, watching reruns from not being from that era. But I kind of compared it to Lost in Space. Lost in Space kept you in it. I just kept losing my train of thought. I had to keep rewinding and watch.
16 minutes, and you had to, okay.
Yeah, 16 minutes, and I just,
That really speaks to maybe that it was not good if that short amount of time couldn't keep your attention.
Well, you had Lost in Space had characters. Mr. Smith, the Judy, whatever the kid's name was.
Judy.
It was, it was interesting. It kept you wanting to watch, and this
There weren't enough characters in this.
No, absolutely not.
Thank you.
And there's no ladies.
Absolutely.
No ladies. This
There's
is
no
this
ladies.
is all penis.
No space snatch.
And I'm not a guy who's like, we need to have
Hashtag
diversity.
Space snatch.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I love it. You know what? Terry, good on you. Hashtag space snatch.
Coin and minted. Well
Absolutely.
done. What would you do to improve this one, Blake?
This is typical mid 60s, early 70s. Sci-fi was a big thing at the time. To improve it, I can't believe I'm saying this, but make it a little longer. Make us understand the origin story, and don't make the resolution so quick.
Blake says, make it longer. I don't even know you anymore. How about that?
I'll be dead soon. No more.
I believe you. So another question we ask is, where would it go if it survived? I actually have a little information about that. Now, the show's Bible suggested that, and of course, I think, Blake, you know that term. But for Terry, a show's Bible, basically anytime a show is created, they create a quote-unquote Bible, which shall dictate everything that's happened and maybe some hints in the future that they can always go back and reference to make sure they stay true to the character and the canon of the program. Yeah. So this show's Bible suggested that each week the non-humans from Ando arrive in flying saucers and create havoc on Earth. Each week the Earthlings, aided by the man from the 21st century and his weaponry, succeed in dissuading the enemy.
But how many times are you going to, how many times are those aliens going to come down, we blow them up? Next week, come down.
Same guys.
Blow them up.
Yeah, you really have to have different obstacles. You have to have different antagonists. The same guys over and over does not make for an interesting story.
Bing bong.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
It's the most beautiful voice I've ever heard in my life. If it were me, I'd lock that down, baby. All right, Rotten Tomatoes score. There's no Rotten Tomatoes score there. Hey, IMDb score. That's a real website where people can go on it and rate and review anything, basically any TV
Terry, you
show.
ever went to IMDb?
I love IMDb.
Okay.
You have the app?
I do.
I do too.
What's the difference between the app and just going on the website? What's the difference?
Well, then you have to have like a browser open where you can just have the app and you can close that. And it's
You can add a checklist to movies you want to watch that you haven't seen, like a playlist.
Okay. And it's made for an app versus the cumbersomeness of.
Are you going to show me how to use Reddit in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it between shows here. Being familiar with IMDb.com or the app, Terry, what do you think people from around the world rated the man from the 25th century?
Decimals in place.
1.8.
1.8.
Dude, Jesus.
And he knows decimal points are in play. And he knows it's out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Blake, you cheated. What is the correct score?
5.2.
That's right. That's out of 34 ratings.
Oh, wow.
Let's go over to critic reviews real quick. John J. Joex from CanceledSci-Fi.com on November 30th of 2019 says, the pilot definitely has a grimmer tone and less camp than Irwin Allen's other shows and could have been developed into a decent series. Of course, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Lost in Space both started out with a more serious tone before descending into the bad camp that brought us lobster men, killer toys, space hillbillies, and walking, talking carrots, so there's no telling how things would have played out if the man from the 25th century had gone to series. Is that fair to say? Did you watch enough Lost in Space where you can say it got into weird, bad camp, Terry?
Yes.
Okay. Still, it's a bit of fun of 60s.
You run out of stuff eventually.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they ran out in 16 minutes.
Right.
Come on.
It's a bit of fun 60s cheesiness and a throwback to best of Allen's output. Definitely worth checking out for fans of his work or anyone who wants a brief look at 60s sci-fi show that could have been. Billy Ingram from TVParty.com says, by blending familiar Allen themes, literally and figuratively, the musical score was by Allen's longtime composer John Williams. The man from the 25th century promised to be an unsatisfying mishmash of Irwin Allen's cliches with no coherent concept to hang the whole thing on. CBS ultimately did not pick up the series for obvious reasons, not the least being, besides ripping off his own shows, this premise also closely resembled The Invaders, which I am not familiar with.
I've never seen The Invaders.
We'll do one quick viewer review, and this one is by Despite the Flaws, I Do Like It. This is from Stu Oz from July 1st, 2006. Don't get too excited about this one, folks. Granted, the sight of a very 1960s-looking American car driving out of a full-scale model of the Jupiter 2 seen in the...
That was funny.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Seen in the derelict...
Car sliding down out of the UFO.
It's a perfect little ramp.
It doesn't even fit. Love it.
It was seen in The Derelict, and a visit to a hostile planet is thrilling. It's just a bunch of 20th Century Fox blinking light computers and regular, often seen Irwin Allen stars getting together to form something that never went anywhere in sales, I mean. But despite the flaws, I do like it, and it is a part of all that is Irwin Allen.
Hashtag.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
It just sounds like a beautiful woman, doesn't it? Okay.
Telephone voice.
Yeah, I agree. This is the part of the show where we rate the pilot. There's 3 of us here. We'll have 3 separate ratings. This rating scale, some people say, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, thumbs up, thumbs down. Not us. We meticulously determine how these shall be graded. All these pilots will receive a grade, and we didn't. It's not fly by night.
No,
this is serious discussion.
We thought
research.
along about it for a long time.
Will you lay out the grading scale for everyone?
Sure. The grading scale is a 1 through 7. It's based off the Characters of Wings, which was one of the greatest television shows in the 1990s. 1, that's the worst. That's a Roy Biggins. And a 7 is the best. Brag! Terry, you watched this probably multiple times after you passed out and slept or whatever. Out of a 1 through 7, how would you rate The Man from the 25th Century?
Can I give him a Lowell?
That's a 1? No, that's not a 1. A Lowell Mathers is a 4? What's a Lowell? Jason, what's a Lowell Mathers?
Lowell's not even on there. And you know that.
You trapped me.
Shame on you.
You trapped me.
Lowell is probably
Bud Bronski. That's a Bud Bronski.
Lowell's probably our favorite character, but he was replaced by his replacement on the show here because we actually talked to Brian Haley, who played Bud Bronski. We talked to him on the show, so we replaced Lowell Mather, but that would be a number 5.
Oh.
So you want to give it a 5 out of 7?
No.
I was going to say that's not aligned with what you've been saying about this program the whole time.
I'm going to go back with Roy then.
Down to a 1.
A 1.
I'm sorry. I
Holy
I couldn't do it.
This is another example of me and you for 38 years now, going on 39, have watched a lot of horrible television, and we've become maybe numb.
Oh, yeah.
And we have people on there on once or twice a year, and they're not numb to it yet. And so they see something that's shitty, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is dog shit.
Yeah, so anytime a guest comes on and they give it like a perfect 7 or the worst possible score, which would be a 1, it is shocking to us. Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn towards you. How do you rate The Man from the 25th Century?
I'm gonna say this is classic mid 60s, early 70s. They're giving it a whirl. I gave it a pyro bump.
You did, that's right. You gave it a pyro bump earlier.
It wasn't horrible. I was watching Star Trek or Lost in Space. I was watching all those. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 with the pyro bump.
Wow, and how about this? How about you continue to discuss your score while I let in the guest for next week?
All right, that sounds good. Terry, I'm going to tell you, this is why I said a 4. After 38 years of doing this podcast, watching over 380 episodes, I've watched a lot of bad TV. You're lucky in the fact that you haven't watched a lot of bad TV, right?
I'm getting that, but I have to throw in here. I am a fan of Empire of the Ants, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Killer Clown Spotter Space. So I do love a lot of old sci-fi.
I got you. All right.
This just didn't do it.
And what was the biggest turnoff for you? Like what?
Just the cheesiness. Like I said, they could have took time and had a little bit more, but the backstory, they just jumped into it, and here you go.
Right. I get you completely. I think this is a pilot that, like, the guy from the 25th Century could have, like, been beamed up onto the Star Trek Enterprise for a crossover episode. I
think that would have helped tremendously.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hate it. I've watched a lot of stuff. I didn't hate it. I wasn't looking at the clock, and that's one of my big things: is don't look at the clock. If it's a decent show, you're not going to push your finger on the screen to see how far you got left.
Oh, absolutely.
It also helps. It was only 16 minutes long. Yeah, but I think the guy that played Robert Pentress or whatever, he was a good. I mean, you got to look at acting. It's hard. The general, horrible actor, right?
Right.
Carl was a horrible actor.
Right.
So I get what you're saying, but I'm going to give it a 4. You're going to give it a 1. Jason,
can I retract my 1 and go to a 2?
Okay. Yep.
Because it wasn't that
All right.
awful. You know, I mean, obviously
I
I
should
did
sell
watch
cars.
I can't stay
All
on
right.
a 1.
All right. Terry gives it a 2. I give it a 4. Jason, how do you rate the man from the 25th century?
I feel like with this guy, he's got a lot of success, this Irwin Allen guy, you know? So I feel like he has resources. But this is very cheap. They use a lot of sets from other stuff. The story's quick. It doesn't really make sense. There's a few things in here that really aren't explained that don't make sense. I don't know if we're supposed to be so familiar with his other works at the time that it's supposed to explain these weird gaps in logic, but I didn't love it. I'm not a guy who touts diversity in shows a lot, but it was just a sea of white guys. There's no women. There's no black dudes hanging around. There's nothing like that. It's very vanilla, literally and figuratively, and logically it doesn't make sense. It was okay. I think I'm gonna give it a 3. I didn't really like this that much.
I agreed with everything you just said. Like they could have built it up a little bit more. There could have been more.
Yeah,
and like I believe what Blake said, they could have brought him on to Star Trek and had a spinoff.
Yeah. We did a whole season of spinoffs a while back. Remember that?
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Hey, and with the scores of a 4 and a 3 and a, was it 2 you end up?
I went with a 2.
You change it to 2? Okay, we'll close the book on the man from the 21st century, and we shall never speak of that show again.
Yeah.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of What's Alan Watching? Here's a little something to wet your whistle. 17-year-old Alan is a couch potato who views life and his family as if they're on television. You can find the entire episode of What's Alan Watching by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Blake?
You know what to do, too.
Thank you so much. Hey, go to couchpilotspodcast.com. You can see all of our, or listen to all of our I guess you can watch them.
Yeah,
Nothing's stopping you from watching the numbers tick away, I guess.
No, and we've also recently just updated, renewed our website. So for another 12 months, that website is on.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
So.
Listen to all of our past episodes. Find us on Facebook. Find Terry on Facebook and watch Terry connect with his family, and then show pictures of his dog. His name is Cole.
Cole Trickle.
Right. Anyway, we're also on Twitter.
Days of the Thunder.
I'm pretty active on Twitter.
Are you?
I'm pretty active. Yeah. I do a lot of likes, and then if I feel a little giddy, I'll retweet something.
Nice. Good job on you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Go crazy.
Terry, I want to thank you so much for saying there's a night of my life that I don't value, and I will spend it with these idiots in a basement. That's very nice of you. And let me ask you this real quick. We talk about how great your hair is. Do you always hide it under a bushel there, or do you let it out sometimes?
I let it out every now and then. Once in a while.
It's so soft. It really is so soft.
It's beautiful hair.
Once it gets down to my ears, I put my hat on. Though.
Gorgeous. Beautiful hair. Thank you for being here.
I got to pee so bad.
I hope you had fun.
That just made my nipples hard.
Can you give me 2 minutes, and then I'll do my end of the show spiel?
2 minutes. I got to talk to fucking Terry for 2 minutes? Terry, Blake's, we won't get into the reasons why, but he said, I'm not going to the Moose anymore, except if I have a bad day and then I want to have a bunch of vodka before I start recording a podcast. Why did you trim down to one day at the Moose, and what's stopping you from going back more?
I have my son. I have custody of my son every other weekend, and here lately he's been coming every weekend. So instead of going out, I spend time with him.
That's a good call.
Yep.
How old's your son?
13.
13. You were 43, 44?
45.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a daughter who's 17, and I don't see her a lot anymore. Forever I had her every weekend, And now I'm lucky if I see her twice in a weekend for just a couple hours here or there. I'm very lucky for that.
That's that age, man.
Well, hopefully you can pull on for another couple of years. You said 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you got a few years left. I'm at the point of no return right now. I'm in the red.
I know it's coming.
Yeah.
But he is a daddy's boy still, so
That's cool. I'm glad you got a good
advantage
relationship.
of that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Choosing your son over the moose is probably a good idea. And another reason I shall thank you again for being here. Blake, this is the beginning of a new season, or is this the end of the previous season?
It's the end of the it's the wrap up part of the season.
So you have some news for us about CouchCon before
I've got one more news, big and extravagant announcement, and then I'm going to go through all of them.
Have you gone and saved the best for last?
I kind of messed up.
Okay.
But maybe not the best.
I believe it.
All right, so obviously CouchCon 2023 is coming up. Everybody's getting their tickets. Go through Ticketmaster. They're very safe. Everything works out with Ticketmaster. It's no big deal. I've for the last 9 episodes, I've announced special announcements. Finally, there's going to be a live CouchCon 2023 only episode featuring special guest Matt and Kevmo Slice, which is phenomenal. Every year we do one live episode that you can only hear at CouchCon, right?
There's
we don't release it. Yeah,
I think there's 2 episodes that neither of us are on, right? Adam, and he's like, I'm going to start this new podcast, and he didn't fucking do anything. But him and his friend hijacked the show that one time. And then one time we had that essay writing contest, and the winners got to do the show for a week, and it was Matt and Kevin.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear the 4 of us together commiserate over a pilot, my God, come to CouchCon, won't you please?
And I'm going to go ahead and go over all the announcements because these are reasons why you should go to Ticketmaster right now and get your tickets for CouchCon 2023.
All right, lay it on us.
The event is being opened by Mac Sabbath. We all know Mac Sabbath.
Yep.
Great band. They do Black Sabbath covers based off of
they changed
McDonald's.
the lyrics to McDonald's based lyrics. Yeah.
2000
it talks about quarter pounders.
2023 will be held at Olympic Stadium in South Korea, which has a capacity of 100,000 people. Mm-hmm. Terry, it's South Korea, not North Korea. Don't worry about it.
It's the better of the Koreas.
Is that TripAdvisor?
Yeah, for sure.
According to TripAdvisor, we did find out that South Korea is the better. But other than that, I don't think we'd have any way of knowing.
We shouldn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because with announcements that we have, we should.
Oh,
say
yes.
we're going to break the Guinness Book of World Records by holding the largest meditation session featuring the 14th Dalai Lama, which is a big deal.
That's a good Dalai Lama.
You know, not all these are great. You have to do 10 of them, right? We're also going to have a Q&A session with all the Couch Pilots' favorites, including DSJ, Eli the Baggage Boy, and Terry. Do you want to come to South Korea and be on the Q&A?
I would be honored.
All right.
A lot of kombucha over there and kimchi.
Kim Chow.
And also with you, thank you. I will say this, nothing is off limits in the Q&A. You can even ask us about our fuck style.
Terry, what's your favorite fuck style?
Ooh, good question.
Doggy.
Are you a doggy guy?
Absolutely.
You like to see the butt facing you, right?
Oh, man.
I you know what?
I'm reverse doggy.
That's
mine.
no.
Grab a handful of hair and just yeehaw.
You know what?
E-Honda? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Grab your hair and go E-Honda? Street Fighter 2 style? Hey, I am reverse doggy style. That's my favorite.
Really? It's because you didn't want to see her face?
Yeah, no, the reverse doggy style is seeing their face.
Well, I thought you were talking about reverse cowgirl. Anyway.
Next week's guest knows what I'm talking about.
All right. Again, we're going to have a
He
live...
is not in the mood to joke around.
a live... Oh.
Stay tuned next week, won't you, please?
You know what? You will be by the end of this, or I might kill you. Do you want me to kill you? They're right,
Just
literally
come
right
on.
in front of you.
Hey, remember this hand signal from last time? We're in the middle of playing a game with our guests. He tells me to fucking hurry it up.
All right, the event sponsors obviously are Miller Lite and Pyrex Cookware. We are going to world premiere of our pilot TV show that was written and produced by Chris Tuckley. Mm-hmm. Headlining band for the closing ceremonies is Taylor Swift with special guest Lizzo.
Mm-hmm. She's playing that crystal flute from the Capitol building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Don't ask us how she's getting it into the country.
And finally, the master of ceremonies, Kim Jong-un. And it was supposed to be Jay Leno, but he caught on fire. So Kim Jong-un. And I have heard... Mm-hmm. I probably shouldn't say this.
Right.
But Kim Ja-rule, his daughter, she will be there.
That's right. You did mention recently Kim Ja-rule was going to be
That's
there.
her name.
Isn't that Ja Rule's cousin?
She's chubby.
That's his daughter.
She's chubby. She got chubby cheeks just like her daddy.
She's a hot little
But anyway, thank you, everybody. We can't wait to see you at CouchCon 2023. You missed last year because we had to cancel. We're making up to you in twofolds this year.
That's right. Thank you for saying that. And thanks once again to Terry for being our guest this week. This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Say goodbye, Terry.
Goodbye, Terry.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.